So with that, I am going to hand the word over to Vincent. So go ahead, Vincent.
Okay, thank you, Max. Yeah, so I'm going to start by talking a bit about the product roadmap. So I think we can go to the next slide. Right, so those of you who have been in the previous event have seen the roadmap, and I would like to give you an update of where we are today. So we are working on several features in parallel here, and those features that we have highlighted in green are things that are already available today on the product. We just recently released the 9.6 update 3. So there you have a few weeks ago. So there you have the AI prompt editor, which allows you to adjust and make modifications to the prompts that we send to the AI to create the voice text, for example. As Matt has mentioned before, we can now tag the objects in the real world with the real world annotations. Also, we introduced this show and tell features where you can have an AI assistant to point to different things and also explain it at the same time. We have enabled multi-language for the AI assistant. So it's, I think we support up to 20 plus languages right now. We also added a new interaction portal for the product. So this will make it even easier to edit and modify interactions that you have created. And we also improved the preview control of those interactions. But today we are going to focus on the new features we're rolling out. They are the AI Copilot that you have seen the video of. And I'm going to talk a bit about the natural language processing they were introducing in the product, and also some other new features that we're coming out I would like to highlight. So I think we can go to the next slide. Thanks. So the AI Copilot, we started this journey in the 9.6 where we introduced the AI assistant, which powered by AI can answer any questions you can ask it, and at the end of the session you can even get a transcriptions of that conversations, and you can save it out, and then you can also edit it and create the lesson plan of it. So now we're taking the next step in these evolutions by introducing the AI system as a co-pilot. What it means is that it not only answers questions to you, but also helps you to generate content in multi-level as well, on the fly. But not only that, it can also do a presentation at the same time using a multimodal kind of way. So what we mean by that is that it can produce those multimedia presentation using in terms of voice and image and video, by the traditional presentations, right? But it can also do something that's unique about 3D and our product, and it's what we call the spatial contextual presentation, or as short, as another name for that is show and tell. So what it means is that having a model, you can actually have a context, and then this AI system will be able to point out to the different, objects in that, different parts of the objects, and then at the same time also describe those parts. So you increase the, you learn the context of that object as well, and not just, what it is. So in short, this will give you a very easy way to create a very engaging and interactive learning experience. But also at the same time you're learning. So you're both creating and learning at the same time. So let's look at the how this experience is designed. So I think we can go to the next slide. Right, so when we're designing this co-pilot experience, we have, tried to mimic how you would like to, have a conversation with a real human assistant. So we want it to be conversational. It should be a guided. So that means is that when you're, the AI assistant will guide you through step by step, but also it will stop at a certain point and then it will ask for your input. So that means that you need to provide the input by either pressing using the buttons on the AI portal using the touch interface, or you can also do voice input. So what we have done is that we have using something called natural language processing. So what it means is that we're tapping into AI to analyze your voice response, what we're saying. And then what we can do is that we can distill the core essence of what you're trying to say. So this means that, for example, if the AI assistant asks, what would you like to do? You can say, for example, I think I would like to try the create mode. And then the AI will be able to know that, okay, it's the create choice that we want to choose. So it's very exciting development there. And then also what we have designed is we try to interleave the presentation with interactive segments also to make it more engaging and fun to use. And to this end, we have identified the most common cases and created 2 types of experiences, and we call them create and explore. So let's take a look at the create experience. So for this experience, you need to first select the subject of interest, and then the AI assistant will go ahead and generate the multimedia presentation of that chosen subject. And then you can explore this content on your own pace. Or you can, when you're ready, you can continue and add a 3D model to learn more about this subject. And one new thing about this is that we have introduced something that's called 2D image placeholder. So if you cannot find a 3D object, you can use a 2D image instead. So the lack of 3D object would no longer prevent you to create your experience. So after the 3D object is added, it will go ahead and then do a analyze of the subject. Using AI, it will discover and generate a list of suitable sub-elements for this topic. And then we will run a short presentation of those elements to give you an even better learning experience. And then when it's done, then you can go and discover those elements yourself also, because we have already populated the lesson with the sub-elements and information about those. So you can look through each one of them and pick those that you're interested, and then it will run a multimedia presentation of that element as well. And finally, when you're done with the learning experience, you can test your knowledge by trying out the locate, identify, and increase assessment that we have generated for you using AI to get a glance at the end of this. Okay, so let's take a look at the other one, which is, we call it explore. So this experience is tailored for the user to discover and explore and learn from the real environment. So it starts by giving you a guided process to set up the persistent anchor. after this is done, you can simply just walk up to any object that you are interested in and then start to annotate it. As soon as you have annotated an object, the AI system will start to generate a presentation of that subject. And like the great experience, it can also add the sub-elements of that subject. This is what we call the multi-level content creation. And in case you don't have, you don't have a clue about what this object is, what you can do is that you can use the camera AI function to take a picture of that object, and then we will do a visual search using AI to try to recognize and analyze what it is, and then you're giving you a choice to choose the correct name for that. So all in all, this will give you a experience where you can, create this one, and then you can geo-track it. So what it means is that when the content is saved, and then you revisit it the same place again, it will know where you are, and then pull up those, tags that you have placed before on the same location, and they will appear on exactly the same place as before. Yeah, so I think go to the next one, please. So to summarize, the key benefits of this new pilot experience is that we're creating the content on the fly using AI. Now, this is very powerful because what we can do is that we can tailor the content dynamically for different audience and different age groups by simply just changing the prompts that we send to the AI. This is a coming feature that we are planning for the next iteration. And the multimedia presentation is, very engaging. And then you can also, what we have done is that we are presenting this content in a, sequential order, so that to prevent you to be overloaded by information. And as I mentioned before, another unique experience is that you can use this, what we call spatial contextual learning. So basically, you are not just learning what something is, but also where they are located and their relationship to other objects and parts. And also, an important thing is that we are using AI to discover and find the sub-elements for you, so that you can get a better understanding of the subject that way. So yeah, and in summary, it also can, when you're learning this, you can also create this lesson at the same time. So this is one of the more useful things. So basically, you look at just consuming a presentation, and at the end of that sessions, you already have an experience that you can, continue to edit or modify, and then you can also share it with other people. Yeah, so that's a little bit about the Copilot. And also I would like to just mention a few things about other features that we are rolling out. So one of them is the custom content in the knowledge portal. So now you can add your own image or video to your experience, something that maybe is unique and you can find it on the internet. Another important thing is that we are supporting annotations from SketchUp models. So, not every sketch model has annotation, but if it has, then we will be able to automatically import that. And then this can be used for the show and tell, and also for the automatic assessment and generations. And lastly, we have upgraded the AI system to use the latest model from the AI engine, which is called ChatGPT. What it means is that now the AI assistant will have it's context aware, So it means that if you ask a question and then you follow up with another question, you don't need to repeat the whole question because it knows the context and can answer you correctly. So yeah, I think that's it for I think that's the last slide.
Yep. Thank you, Vincent.
Yep.
Really appreciate it. Okay.
I think we should give Vincent a round of applause.
Yep.
Vincent and the team leaders are the real heroes and real brains, right? That humbles me every time when I talk to them. So thank you, Vincent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, John. Okay, so I hope that gave you a little bit more kind of background from what you saw in Dan's presentation. And by the